Breaking news this morning. This weekend's winter-like weather has turned deadly. The Minnesota State Patrol says a 20-year-old man is dead after a crash on icy roads in Beltrami County. Troopers say 19-year-old Zena Erickson of Park Rapids lost control of her car on Highway 71 near Black Duck around 8 last night and then slid sideways into oncoming traffic and was hit by a pickup. A passenger in Erickson's car was killed. Erickson is being treated in Fargo. The troopers are not releasing the victim's name yet, but do say he was from Park Rapids. Traffic is now starting to move on I-29 south from Fargo after drivers were at a standstill since about 9:30 last night. This is a live look near 32nd Avenue. You see the cars and trucks back on the road. The North Dakota DOT reopened the interstate at Fargo, going south to the South Dakota border just after 6 o'clock this morning. We are going to check other highways in just a few minutes to see what their travel conditions are like. But first, we want to head on over to our First Alert Storm Team meteorologist, Lisa Green, as she lets us know what's in store. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. We are looking at a live view in Fargo. You can see a lot of cars and trucks getting on the road to start off the day today. And you are going to be facing some hazardous conditions out there still. The snow may be easing up and the wind not as strong, but there's still that compacted snow on the roads that Jordan's going to show you. And on top of that, we have the cold that we're going to have to put up with here too. So going to want to get that car started early today. You're going to want to bundle up and just be prepared for this. This is not just uncomfortable, but it can be dangerous if we're not properly dressed for this kind of weather. And here's a look at it. Fargo, 4 below right now. That's our air temperature, not factoring in any wind. The wind is northwesterly at 12 miles per hour, so not so strong in the Red River Valley now, but it is enough to make it feel like 22 below right now. So wind chill, that's in that dangerous range. And in Moorhead, we're at 6 below for your current temperature, so it is cold this morning. In Grand Forks, you can see the snow on the ground there. We got lots of snow in the Grand Forks area. 8 below, air temperature. The wind chill feels like 26 below here in Grand Forks, and we've got wind that's west-northwesterly at 10 miles per hour. We've got other reports of wind chills down into the 30s below again. So just a reminder, we have that wind chill advisory in effect for today. That's during the morning hours for wind chills that'll be in the 30s below throughout the morning hours across the region. So a tough start to the day, and we're looking at conditions that are going to be cold all day long regardless of where our wind chill is at. So we're still working our way out from this system, and we still have some areas where visibility is on the low end. Detroit Lakes, a report of only 2 miles visibility. We're at 5 in the Elbow Lake area. Bemidji's at 4. It is looking a little better in southeastern North Dakota this morning to start off. In the Northern Valley, we're seeing some wind chills, or rather some visibility reports coming in at 5 miles in Bedette, 4 again in Bemidji. Looks like we might have some issue with visibility around the Emerado area here. You can see our contour there going down just a little bit. And then over in Langdon, 4 miles, your visibility there too. So again, it's not ideal. It's not perfect this morning, even if it is better than last night. And checking out your winds, most places seeing the gusts coming down, but we still have a steady speed of 20 in Devil's Lake, a gust to 30 in Bedette, and again, it's our southern and eastern viewing area that are still seeing those strong wind gusts. 28 miles per hour in Detroit Lakes, and in Fergus Falls, we're at 31, a 22 mile per hour gust in Wadena. So it's improving little by little, but it's still not nice out there, we'll say. A check of your radar. It's quiet. We do have a couple of places where we're still seeing some light flakes falling in our eastern viewing area, but for the most part, the snow has ended with this system, and now it's the cold. Combine that with the wind, and we've got some conditions that are going to be tough for us out there today. So here's a look at our planner. We're going to see a high of only 4 degrees in Fargo, our coldest conditions this morning, but it stays cold all day long on this first alert weather day. For Tuesday, expect temperatures to start climbing, and we'll still be cold, but we'll get back into some teens for highs. Wednesday, we really start to notice a difference, and then we might even work at melting a little bit of that snow, at least on the edges of it, on some of those asphalt surfaces. We'll start to see that happen on Thursday, and then through the week and into the weekend, we'll be on the milder side. So we really do just have to get through today. It's still not nice out there, and we're definitely compounding that with those colder temperatures too.
Yeah, a lot you need to watch out for this morning, Lisa. Thank you. Other things you need to watch out for, those road conditions. The most major one we have, let's get on over to North Dakota here. The map is I-29. That's this red line right on the side of the state from Fargo all the way up to the Canadian border. It's closed. And you see northeastern North Dakota, these kind of pink red shaded counties right here. That's no travel advised for that area, so you need to watch out. That is for Grand Forks points north and then about midway through Fargo and midway through Fargo, just north of Cass County is where that starts. Heading on over to the western part, Devil's Lake, western part of our viewing area, I should say. We have that yellow, that's ice compacted, scattered ice. Devil's Lake Basin covered in that. I-94 all the way from just about Bismarck to Fargo. We're talking about that ice and snow and compacted ice, so make sure you're watching out there. And then heading to southeastern North Dakota, we're talking much of the same thing around the Wahpeton area where that ice, compacted snow and scattered ice. We want to head on over to Minnesota right now, take a look what's going on there. Now this is a bit of a different color coding system. You see the blue and the pink. Blue partially covered with snow, pink completely covered with snow. So taking that look just east of Fargo-Moorhead area here, down Highway 10. I know that's a big road for a lot of folks. All the way from Fargo just until about Staples. We're talking about completely covered or partially covered. And then right around Detroit Lakes, again, both of that. Heading up north, if we want to head to the Crookston area, Highway 2 from Grand Forks all the way to Bemidji, that's partially covered as well. So if you have to take that road, make sure you're watching out. But we want to, there we are, we're back on here, but we want to get a check of a bit farther north as we go as well. Thief River Falls, all roads, 59, that goes in and out. That's also partially covered. So no matter where you are going in the region today, you want to make sure that you are watching out for the roads because they have a bit of snow and ice on them as you head through the day. In other news overnight, where there are repair crews are out trying to fix power outages in the valley. At one point last night, more than 1,500 customers with Nodak Electric in Grand Forks were in the dark. We just checked again, shows the outage is about 400 customers that are still without power in that region, and that can be a dangerous situation on a cold day like today if your heat is electric based. Rough weather is delaying the start of a lot of schools up and down the valley this morning. Most have classes and buses running about 2 hours late. For the full list, check out the VNL News app and also the bottom of your screen right now. They're running. Safety officials are reminding people about thin ice after rescue crews had to pull a man to safety after he fell through ice in downtown Fargo. If you see someone fall in, you need to call 911 right away and then give them your exact location. And then if you can, throw something to the victim like a rope, tree branch, a ladder, something to keep you away from the ice, but give the victim something that they can grab onto. The Biden administration is expected to announce a diplomatic boycott this week of the 2022 Beijing Olympics. The move comes as pressure is mounting from lawmakers to protest China's human rights abuses. A diplomatic boycott would mean that no U.S. government official would attend the games, but U.S. athletes would still be allowed to compete. A cruise ship with 17 COVID-positive people on board is docked in New Orleans, and there's at least one possible case of the Omicron variant. The Norwegian Breakaway arrived there yesterday. There is no word as to the condition of the people who tested positive, but we do know the ship left New Orleans a week ago and made stops in Belize, Honduras, and Mexico. Norwegian Cruise Line says they do require a proof of vaccination before allowing people to board. A man whose car was hit by several bullets at a park in Bismarck told police the shooter or shooters tried to kill him in retaliation because he no longer wanted to be a part of their gang. One suspect was arrested and police are now looking for a second. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Opening statements are scheduled for this week for a former Minnesota police officer who says she drew her handgun by mistake when she fatally shot a black driver, Dante Wright. A mostly white jury will hear the case of Kim Potter. She is charged with manslaughter in Wright's death in April in the Minneapolis suburb of Brooklyn Center. Let's get the answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. That question we have today is, according to a new survey, 18% of people have admitted to stealing this from work. The answer, printer paper. Remember, you can play along every day. The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start, but the Valley Today continues on the Fargo CW. Join us there as we get the latest check of the winter conditions.